Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm doing another video. Now today's video is obviously TNS8 related, and today I'm going to be telling you about my theories for why Michelle might be back at the next step. So if you didn't already know, Victoria confirmed that she would be returning to the next step for her 8th season on Instagram the day that season 8 was announced. So it was a very big day for a lot of people, and when Victoria announced that she was coming back, it was very overwhelming, and it just, just broke me. So I'm very excited that Michelle's back, and I've wanted to do this video for ages now. So I've listed 9 theories of why I think Michelle might be returning to the next step. So theory number 1. I believe that Michelle might be coming back to help Nick, because obviously Emily knows that this is Nick's first time running a studio without anybody to help him. So Emily might send Michelle just to assist for the first couple weeks to help Nick settle in and just to support him, because it's quite a big thing to go from having Emily, who knows the next step inside and out, to then having nobody. So I feel as if Emily might invite Michelle to go back just to help out a little bit. So she might return to help choreograph a duet, a trio, a solo even, or a group dance. I would especially love for her to choreograph the female solo, because obviously she is Miss National Soloist, and it would kind of be like a deja vu moment, so I would love if that happened. So I believe that we're going to get a very similar competition like we did in season 3 with Elite, to solve the whole A Troop and B Troop issue with who's going to nationals. So I'd love Michelle to come in and judge that competition, because I know that she wouldn't be biased. So I think that we're going to get one-on-one competitions similar in season 3, and that Michelle would be able to pick the better dancer. I know that she wouldn't choose A Troop just because she knows them better, and I know that she would put all those feelings aside, whereas I don't know if Nick would. I feel as if Nick might favour A Troop a little bit more than he'd favour B Troop, so I feel as if Michelle would be a perfect fit for that role. Originally I thought A Troop were going to go off with Emily and Michelle on their tour, because I was almost certain that B Troop were going to go to nationals, but now I'm not quite sure. So one of my theories was that Michelle was going to come back to the next step to invite A Troop to go on her tour, but I think that's really unlikely now, just because we've seen a lot of the A Troop members stay on set until the end of the season, so it seems quite unlikely that that's going to happen. But anything could happen in the next step, so it might do, but I feel as if that's not very likely anymore, but you never know. So this one's a bit strange, but I thought that Michelle might come back because of Rochelle. So I thought maybe Michelle might offer Rochelle a contract or a sponsor opportunity, something like that, because obviously Rochelle is pretty famous from Dance Mania. I mean, she made history by joining the next step, and she was also a really popular contestant on there, because I can remember them saying that Rochelle had blew up on social media. So I was thinking that maybe Rochelle might get asked to sponsor Michelle's tour, or maybe Rochelle might host the tour, in terms of her hosting it in the way, how do I explain this? It's like when they introduce them, so it's almost like an actual host, like Tink on Dance Mania. So she goes on to the stage and she introduces Michelle and explains her backstory, just to offer Rochelle something a little bit different from the next step. However, Bright is on set until the end of season 8, so I don't think that's going to happen, but I wanted to put that theory in here anyway. I think there might be a drastic situation at the next step that Nick literally can't solve, so he physically has to call Emily to send somebody to help him. I feel as if there might be a riot or something if B Troop don't go to nationals, or a fight, or maybe just something really horrible like the chandelier smashes. I don't even know, but I think there's going to be a really big situation at the studio this season, because I've heard there's some pretty big plot twists. So maybe Michelle comes back to resolve that, or perhaps maybe they lose the nationals costumes or something, and Michelle's Emily's told me to come because I've seen this before with the whole Amanda thing, so maybe we kind of get a thing repeating itself. But I think it's going to be very suspicious anyway, because also Alicia said in her video that season 8 is going to be quite a mysterious season, so I think there's going to be some very dodgy stuff going on in terms of the next step being sabotaged. So maybe Michelle comes back to resolve that. So my favourite theory, surprisingly, is that I hope Michelle comes back to pick the female soloist for nationals, because I think it would just really represent her character and how she is Miss National Soloist, and it would be really inspiring for the people auditioning for that to see Miss National Soloist in the room, and for her to give advice before they audition for it. And I think it would be a really cute overall scene of Michelle being oh yeah, you just need to go for it, this is what happened with me, and maybe she can mention how she did have a confidence loss loss back in season 2 and how that solo really helped her to gain her confidence back. So I would love to see that happen. The final theory I've got is that Michelle comes back to help with like contracts or something, because I feel as if Maria is going to come back and somehow say that the next step can't go to nationals because she isn't going to like void their contracts. So I feel as if Michelle might come back and be like, you know what, no, this can happen, because Emily has like trained her with them, because obviously Michelle came back in season 7 to ask Emily to help her with her contract, but I feel as if Emily would have told Michelle how to deal with one now, so she doesn't need help next time. And maybe Michelle uses that knowledge to try and help Nick get out of a very difficult situation with the next step. I know this video isn't really long, but I wanted to tell you my theories specifically for Michelle, because some of you have been asking me why I think she's back, and I'm also going to be doing some other like specific theory videos because I couldn't put them all into one, otherwise it would be like 5 hours long. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your theories for why Michelle's back, and I will see you very soon for another one. Bye guys.